Okay, we are recording now. Awesome. Okay, Angel, we are going to start the podcast recording section. I always tell her this because sometimes we get to chat. I'll start recording and then we get chatting and then we don't get going. So, okay, here we go. Welcome to Beyond Your Why podcast coaching edition, where we delve into the world of elite coaching and consulting. This podcast showcases leading coaches who've harnessed the power of their why to shatter boundaries and achieve extraordinary success. Each episode, we feature a coaching powerhouse who will share their unique journey, breakthrough insights, and transformative impact of living their purpose. So excited because I get to introduce today's guest, Jaime Ellithorpe. Did I say the last name right?
You got it. I was going to say you are one of few people who get that mouth of marbles right.
I'm so glad. Jaime, you're a marketer and a consultant. Your company is 540 Strategies. You specialize in helping clients increase their business exposure and connect with ideal customers and referral partners. You build customized sales and marketing systems to drive strategic growth and support your clients' personal development through mindset and manifesting books, programs, and coaching. I was checking out your book before the podcast, by the way. Jaime, we're thrilled to have you on the podcast today. So let's jump right in, shall we?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
We are too. So Jaime, just to get us started, can you give us a snapshot of what your coaching practice is and the outcomes you help your clients get?
Yeah, absolutely. So I liken myself to really being a marketing strategist. That's how I started in my business as a marketing coach and business coach. And so I really love helping people get clear really on their messaging. But most importantly, as my business evolved, I got into the lead generation space because what I learned was that my clients really needed a system and a done-for-you way to consistently get in front of their ideal prospective clients and be able to have conversations on a consistent basis with them. So that's kind of what 540 Strategies hasn't evolved into in the last couple of years, but we still provide all of the tools for success because I believe the inner game is just as important as what you're doing in the outer space to grow your business.
Very interesting. Very cool. Because I agree with you too. We have common beliefs. Who does your coaching services work best for?
Yeah. So in our lead generation agency, we focus primarily on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the perfect place for businesses that are B2B and in the service-based space. So that tends to be who our ideal clients are just because LinkedIn works so well with that business model.
Yeah. Awesome. We talked a little bit before we started the podcast part about your YOS, which is make sense, better way, and right way, right? We were talking about that for you. And what that means is that you believe success happens by making sense of the complex. How you do that is find a better way and share that with others. And then what you give to people is the right way to do things that creates predictable results. How does that feel to you when we say that about you?
Oh my gosh, like 5 years of my life wrapped into 30 seconds. It definitely was not an easy journey. And that's why I'm so passionate about being able to share with other people what I've learned. So maybe I can prevent a few bumps and bruises for them along the way. So that's why I'm so passionate about making things simple and putting things together that makes sense and that can get results.
That's fun. How is your why showing up in your business now? So you said it's been a journey and this is showing up for you. And we even started talking about this. How does this show up for you in your business now?
Yeah. So again, it's really just a culmination of my journey of being a coach and consultant and starting my own business and listening to so many different people and moving in so many different directions and trying to make sense of all this advice that I was getting and sometimes the contradictory advice. And so how that rolls up today is that I've finally found a clear path and I've forged all the best ideas and tips that I learned early on in my business and put them together in a system for my clients so that maybe they don't have to spend 5 years and probably thousands and thousands of dollars like I did trying to make sense of all of this great advice that's out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of advice out there. It's hard to know what to listen to and what to say no to, isn't it?
Yes. And the more you listen, the more confused you get because then again, somebody says one thing and you're like, oh, that makes sense. And then you hear someone else say it and you're like, well, that doesn't really sound the same as what I just heard. And pretty soon you're just in overwhelm. And talking about the mindset piece, that's where I see a lot of business owners is they just get so overwhelmed that they just shut down and they become stagnant.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, because my next question was going to be, what are some of the biggest challenges your clients are facing and how do you help them overcome that?
Yeah. So I would say internally, I think that's definitely there, that overwhelm and maybe even a little frustration that they really don't know what to do next because they've typically tried a lot of different marketing strategies that didn't work. And so they're at this place where they know they need to do something to grow their business, and they know that they consistently need to get in front of their ideal clients and have great conversations with them, but they're just not sure anymore what strategy to use. And they certainly don't have a system to make that every week is the same. There's that roller coaster effect that I call it, is 1 week or 1 month might be great in the business, and then we're back to square one again. And they're just kind of on this up and down. And it's because they don't have the system to be consistent.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So I'm guessing that you guys provide that system for them so they don't have to create it.
We do. And I got all the bumps and bruises to show it.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm sorry.
Well,
but I get it.
It's how I got to be where I am. And I'm really proud to be where I am. And I just love helping other people. So
yeah,
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Well, you've been on this journey so far. The next question is where do you see coaching evolving over kind of the next 5 to 10 years? And what are you planning on doing to stay ahead of that curve?
Yeah. So aside from being coined the LinkedIn lady, I've recently taken on the term the anti-marketer. And the reason that I say that is what I see the marketing industry and the coaching industry headed in is this whole AI, artificial intelligence, using all of this technology, thinking that we're going to be able to pull out of the human space and have all this technology take over. And my belief is, while I think that's great, and yes, we do use some of that technology at 540 Strategies to leverage, we are not getting rid of that human to human connection. And so that's where the anti-marketer term really started, was I'm all about building real human relationships. And my belief, and this is where we're headed and we're kind of zigging where I feel like a lot of the industry is zagging, is that I think more now than ever, people are craving a real human connection because of the pandemic and being taken away from being able to have face-to-face real relationships. And so now, how do we take what we're doing here, for instance, and create that human connection again, where we may not be sitting in the same room, but we can still feel like we know one another and understand one another. And to me, that's where marketing could be headed. And that's certainly where 540 Strategies is headed and taking our clients.
Perfect. So I think that there are clients out there, or people out there who believe that as well, and will appreciate hearing that from you for sure. So, okay, we're going to shake things up just a little bit with our lightning round.
All right.
It's quick answers for quick questions. Sure. You ready to roll?
Okay, I'll try not to get nervous.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Oh, definitely coffee. I mean, here. I mean, like my picture, this could be me.
Perfect. You're living it. Cats or dogs?
Definitely dogs, and specifically Maltese. I'm a Maltese mom.
I saw that on your LinkedIn profile. You said Maltese fans. So I was going to say, how many do you have?
Just one.
Just
but always one.
Always one.
There's always one.
Awesome. The answer to the next question will be very interesting, considering what you just said. If you could grab only one weapon or item during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
Well, definitely not my dog, because he's too cute. He'd probably lick the bad guys. Man, a zombie. I mean, my running shoes, I guess, thinking about that show about the zombies. I'm trying to remember what that was called, but that was the way that you lived, as you ran. So I guess my running shoes.
Which is so funny, because so many of the people have answered that question of, can I bring my dog? And you're like, definitely not my dog. I don't
think little Brody would help save me. Like I said, he'd be too friendly.
Oh my
He might
gosh.
be under
Oh my
my
gosh.
arm. How about I put him under my arm and put my running shoes on? That would be my
There you go.
advanced tactic.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your favorite quote or phrase that you think of often?
You know what? I don't have it in front of me, but there is one that I love, and it's by Mark Twain. And the essence of the quote is, make sure that you're around people who think that you're great, because those that are putting you down don't think that they're great, and that's why they're putting you down. So always make
Mm,
sure that you're in a room of people who appreciate greatness and will support you in stepping into that next level.
that's a good one. I
Yeah.
love lots of Mark Twain quotes. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to go look that one up.
I have it in my
Okay.
bookmark. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Your favorite movie or streaming series that you love?
I don't know. I'm such an 80s fan. Like, the first thing that comes to me, it's so corny, is the movie Pretty in Pink.
Oh, so cool.
I guess it's like the modern Cinderella.
There you go. There you go.
And
I
you
love
know what?
that.
I guess when I think about it, it's about success, right? Is, kind of like what I just said with the Mark Twain, is everybody put her down because
Yeah.
she didn't come from money and she didn't come from the right name, but she didn't let it hold her back, and she was still true to who she really was.
Totally love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much. Awesome. One book that has influenced your life the most.
Mm. I need to get it out again, but Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yep.
I think that was it's a classic, and it really does make you think differently.
Yeah, agreed. Totally. All right. And then final question is the biggest obstacle you've ever had to overcome and one lesson that you took away from it.
Hmm. So I guess this isn't a personal obstacle, but this will also answer to the audience my why. Is my parents had a small business, and they were married for 37 years, and the business failed. And instead of enjoying retirement, they got divorced. And that was the hardest thing for me, because I am the only child from that relationship. And as an adult, I could understand, the pressure of that business, but that it tore our entire family apart. And that's why I'm so passionate today about helping the small business owner, because I know what the other side of success is. It's not just about the business owner, him or herself, failing. It's the generations that come after that. So that's my biggest why I'm so passionate about my business, and really one of the biggest challenges I've ever experienced.
Wow. That was a big thing. Very big thing. I could feel that deeply. So, well, I'm glad that you're helping the clients the way you are. I'm sorry that happened and that's what you had to experience and watch your family go through. Jamie, if any of our viewers would like to collaborate with you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Well, if you can spell my name right, you can go to JamieEllithorpe.com. If 540strategies.com is more simple to you, you can find me there. And of course, I am on LinkedIn. So please look me up on LinkedIn and say hello.
Absolutely. Jamie, thank you for your time and insights today. It has been a joy being with you.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Held. Okay.
All right.
Angel just said, stay smiling for a minute. All right. So I'll stop recording. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.